So much for giving me some time at the meeting. I really appreciate that from everyone. My name is Jeremy Wolf, and I am the founder of Playbound. We are creating an indoor playground on Belmont at St. Louis. So if you're at the Blue Line station at Belmont and Kimball, and you're heading west, it's 2 blocks west, so past Walgreens, and then 2 blocks west, and it's on the left-hand side, so the south side of Belmont at St. Louis.
That was Olympic Auto for anybody that wanted to
Oh,
know.
Yeah, I think you see the head nodding, Olympic audio, everyone knows.
We know things by what was there.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I live nearby. I'm in Irving Park East. I've lived there for 3 years at Kedzie and Grace. I know a little bit about the area, but definitely not more than that. But the business Playbound is a tenant there, and we know the landlord well. He is a present landlord, and he, I think, has owned the property for more than 30 years. And he's a good guy. So the goal is to eventually buy the building, and we do have that option in the lease. And so Playbound wants to be in the community for a long time coming, and to be committed. I want to start off to say a little bit about me. My background is childcare. I've been a camp counselor, preschool teacher, substitute teacher for 19 years, so since I was 16 camp, and then summer camp, and then preschool, and then subbing. So that's where my perspective comes from. A little bit less so business, a little bit less so with the urban planning, but still mindful of those. So that's where I come from. So Playbound, the goal for the indoor playground is to be a place for kids to learn and play together, a community space for them. So the idea is it's a large space. The building is 8,500 square feet. Is that more than one kid can play. So you have lots of kids who have the ability to have collaborative, cooperative games. The setup is a coffee shop, so parents can get drinks and children can get snacks, and then a lot of tables, about a dozen or so tables that you can sit at, and then the rest of the space is different play areas. There is a large jungle gym for children ages 5 to 12. It's 3 levels. It's going to be in the front of the building where it's taller, and that's why this space was selected. It had that height for a larger jungle gym. There'll also be a smaller jungle gym for children ages 2 through 5 in that front room, as well as imaginative play areas and a play area for 1 and 2-year-olds. In the back of the space, there will be a soccer field, which will serve as a multi-purpose room that will have the ability for inflatable bouncing or jumping, as well as a toddler tricycle track and a setup of gaga pits. And it's all rotates, so every time a family comes, there'll be different activities in that back space. There will also be 2 classrooms, which will serve as multi-purpose spaces, which will host parties on the weekends. And then throughout the week, the hope is to get permission from the state to do co-working. And we are flexible on how that will work, but my idea is that we will have a ratio of 1 caregiver for 3 children, and then the week, like the Friday before, parents can schedule online what their needs are for the following week, and then the staff will staff it based on that need. So with co-working, parents do have to be in the building, and then in the classroom, the children will learn and play. We are having a space which is a studio space, and that's where it's being designed to be a working space for parents, as well as being a flexible space to be able to be used by the community for different events. It's pretty large, about I'd say a little bit larger than this room, so you're able to do for about this size group and so on. The activities at Playbound will be parties, drop-in play, as well as classes and special events. So we are for-profit. There is a charge, but from the onset, I plan this to be as budget-friendly as possible, so we're going to be able to offer it at the lowest possible prices. For instance, a family living nearby, if they become a member, for 1 child it'll be around $40 for a whole month for unlimited play. So it'll be a space that you'll be able to come in and really have that space, if you live in a smaller apartment or house, to have access to a larger space. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the construction, the business formation, and our community programs. So This building was zoned C1, which is the reason that it was selected. There's very limited C1 spaces available, and that is the zoning that is necessary for all the programs we're offering. We are classified a children's activity facility, which does have a little bit more rigid requirements from the city to get a business license. The ownership and management all have to be background checked. Their history has to be checked out, where they've worked the last 5 years. And then the whole building has to pass a task force inspection to make sure that it is suitable for kids. We've already done a rough inspection, so building inspectors from all the trades have been out one time, but they will come out 2 more times for our final inspections and for our occupancy permit to make sure that it was safe. So this used to be an auto space, so it was part auto service and then part auto sales. So the first thing that we did before signing a lease was bring in an environmental inspector. It was called a phase 1, and they did a comprehensive analysis on the building to see if it was suitable for this change of use, because we're changing it from auto to children's activities. And they said that it was, and they created a report. And then we also brought in a mold and asbestos inspector who took samples from every room, walls, and ceilings, and they did tests in their lab and found the building was safe. As far as the construction itself, it was a complete tear down of everything inside as far as the interior walls, but structurally everything was left the same. So we didn't change any of the walls or the roof. We created a couple openings, otherwise we left it to the initial structure. The floors have been completely sanded, and they've been cleaned for about 4 weeks straight to create a beautiful, beautiful floor. The space looks really amazing now. I think we have about 6 more weeks of construction left. So that's the kind of the business licensing and construction standpoint. And then as far as the community goes, we are all about community. So my background is working with kids in the community, and that's where the idea came about. I wanted to create a place that the kids could play. And a part of it is going to employ counselors who are probably mostly high school and college age to help lead games. And I've been doing that for the last 3 years at block parties. I have 10 staff right now who have been, with playback. We will hire as young as 14 and 15. I am prepared and trained on how to train them and to get the hours to work. So it's a very good leadership opportunity for your younger, for the youth to learn job responsibilities. Some of the partnerships we hope to have are with local schools to bring in children for tutoring, and then they can get a free play pass after they get that extra help. So I really want students to do well in school. One of the things that sets us apart from other organizations is every child who comes in will be given a quarter that they are going to place in one of 4 canisters, which are nonprofits or other local charities. So there'll be a sign with a picture of what it is, a brief explanation, and so when the child comes in, they're handed the quarter to put in the canister. So through that end, we do give away about 25% of our profits to other organizations. So we are a hybrid model, for-profit with a social mission. We do want to do some gardening outside in the parkway. I met with the alderman last December, and he suggested that we have a driveway on St. Louis, that we remove that. In our plans, we are removing that. And then that parkway, I hope to get a landscaping permit to do some work on it, to put in flower gardens or a picnic table. Any other community things? The space, there will be, for the most part, a rental fee, but we're going to keep it as low and affordable as possible. And then for some events and things, we will do it for free. We will bring in children for free for different events. So there is some collaboration depending on what the group is and what the situation is. So I think I said everything I wanted to, and I want to open it up to questions. And let me just finish off to say that I'm so happy to be here in Avondale. Just listening to what everyone says, it's such a community that cares about preserving its character and then enhancing it and just making it as best as it can be. We didn't want to be in a mall. A lot of children's places are kind of secluded. We wanted to be in the community, and it's such a great opportunity here at 3501 Belmont.
Great. Thank you so much.
with the location, so is there parking, like a parking lot next to it?
So we have a 9-car parking lot on the property. It used to be mostly and still is. We still have to finish converting it. We're going to put a new asphalt. So there will be parking. We are putting in a dozen bike racks as well, and to encourage the use of bikes.
And it's a very short walk from the blue line. It's like
Right, yeah,
probably
I was just
3
gonna-
minutes.
That was gonna be my follow-up question about regarding traffic and everything, like how they drop off kids and everything.
Yes.
Are they dropping other kids off on the Belmont side or on the St. Louis side?
So with removing the driveway, the alderman did say he would support putting a loading zone on St. Louis
Okay.
for the use for dropping off kids. It should be, the co-working program is gonna be very small. It shouldn't be anything noticeable in terms of traffic. It's not like a typical childcare
Sure.
that has 2 or 3 classrooms. We're talking about maybe we might have 3, 6, or 9 kids in there on a given day. So it isn't meant to be a large operation.
So birthday party, oh, sorry.
Are you guys cleaning up that parking lot that's?
Yes, so the
There.
parking lot will be
That's going to be the parking lot.
Completely removed and
Yeah.
emptied. So with the city, with getting our permit, we had to create a plan for what it will become. And it will be, the fence has to remain with the city, and we have to create an enclosure for a dumpster. But otherwise, it'll just be asphalt with painted stripes and completely empty.
And I think we have your permission to share some of the plans that you shared with
Yes,
us as
yes,
well
we
that
do.
we can post on our socials.
Absolutely.
I
And you were
just
gonna say
have-
about parties?
I just have like compliments. I think that's a really good idea. I think the co-working idea, I've never heard of that before, but I mean, I know I have like, coworkers and colleagues who, like they work from home part of the time, they work, in the office part of the time, and so that idea of like having, and they're always dealing with like the childcare issue when they're, they gotta get something done at work, so it's really smart. Also because it's, it's winter in Chicago, it's hard for kids to find space.
Got to get the zoomies out.
Yeah, and there's not a lot of space, and so if like if there's somewhere that's warm, I mean, I don't know, this seems really smart.
Yeah.
Well,
Sorry.
thank you so much. The idea with the co-working is just to be flexible, because
Yeah.
if you have, you have a 1-hour phone call and you have your child, it'd be perfect, because
Yeah.
it's gonna be by the hour. It's gonna be very easy just to do a small chunk of time. I just need to know in advance, what the time is, because I have staff who, are interested and wanna do this. I just have to know what the needs are gonna be, because it has to be coordinated well, and that's the only way that it's more cost effective than a full-time childcare slot.
Ellie, I
What are
think
your
you had.
hours gonna be, or is that to be determined?
It is to be determined based on when people come, the community's needs, so we're gonna kinda open it as soon as it's gonna have the feasible number of people coming in, but it won't be late night or anything. It'll be about 8 o'clock weekdays, 9 o'clock weekends closure. Openings will be between 6 at the earliest, but more likely 7 or 8 a.m.
Ellie, I think you had a
Yeah,
question.
Any other activities like birthday parties or so they'll?
Yeah, there will be birthday parties, and they will be limited based on the space that we have. So
Sure.
it'll be no more than a
It
couple
won't be like
birthday
Chuck E.
parties.
Cheese, what is it?
No, this is the anti Chuck E. Cheese.
Anti-Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, so it's gonna be run a lot differently than another facility like Chuck E. Cheese. The birthday parties are not meant to be mass numbers of just get in, get out. We want to have a party host who tells jokes to the kids, who gives them a challenge, and it leads a group game together. So it's going to be kind of formulated a little bit differently for people who want a little bit of a different experience than just a room.
No automated rat singing?
And we have no automated machines, and we're not allowed to have more than 2 machines with this license. Otherwise, above 2, you have to have a public place of amusement license. But I will bring that up. That is something we are interested in, because that would allow us to serve alcohol, which is something we'd be interested in offering beer and wine to parents. We are zoned correctly
That
for
could go dangerously wrong.
We are zoned correctly for that, except we are close to a house, so we would need a I don't know what it's called, a appeal or adjustment.
Variant.
A variance,
Yeah.
because we are near a house. But that would take, several months at opening for sure. We're not doing that.
Do you anticipate having like an opening party or any sort of big hurrah once you're open?
Yes, so prior to opening, we are going to be inviting people in for our soft openings to test everything out and to get their experience and get it perfect. And then there will be a grand opening event.
Okay, great. Yeah, and I've already mentioned that I'm going to get you in contact with the Avenel Gardening Alliance because I think that they'll be a great partner for you for the parkway.
Yeah,
So,
that'd be amazing. I really look forward to that.
yeah.
So we still have about 6 weeks of construction, and I believe we will open between 6 to 10 weeks away. So it should happen before the end of the year. We've worked really hard to make it happen. We are currently hiring, looking for a general manager. If you know anyone, please send them to our website, playbound.us. That's kind of the main position that needs to be filled in order to create the vision and bring everything together as we get prepared to open.
Great. Any other questions? How can we help you moving forward besides spreading the word?
Yeah, that's the main thing. And then if you think of any partnerships or you hear of anyone, just anything that I talked about, that think would be a partner, you can send them to our website as well, which has our contact
Perfect.
page.
Great. Thank you so much.
So thanks for having